Good afternoon. How you doing? What's up, good people and all of that? But most importantly, happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers, okay? As you can see, I'm back here in Studio A with the allergy eyes, but that's okay. We're going to celebrate all of the mothers, but before we do that, we're going to get into a few things that I want you guys to be aware of this week. My name is Larry Jones. This is Stock Up with Larry Jones. Go ahead, hit that like, subscribe, and a notification bell. Over 40% of you that are watching me right now are not subscribed. Okay, so let's get right into some things as I put these glasses on. All right. The question is the war a wrap? Have we wrapped up this war? And every single week, talks are doing better. Talks are on. Talks are off. We have a ceasefire, but we're firing at them. They're firing at us. The Straits of Hormuz, blockades and that type of deal. On, off. And the markets have been whipsawed. But if you zoom out, you will clearly see the markets have been trending up. Last week was a great week, right? But then when you dig deeper and go beyond last week and go to the actual month, you will start to see some things that is really cool, okay? So the question is it already priced in? Is the war being over already priced in? Remember, the market is a forerunner. So has it ran with the notion that the war will be over because the White House is trying to, encourage people that it's a wrap, right? It's only a matter of time, or a matter of time, should I say. So if you look right now at this moment, you will see, we'll get to that. You will see that the NASDAQ has ran up 14% in the last month. This is a monthly chart, guys. 14%, 3,300 points. That's a lot. And if you look at your portfolios, especially the ones that are tech heavy, you will see that you have been really making great gains this past month. So now you have chip stock like MU, SanDisk, those type of stocks, chip stocks are really, really running. And it's bringing the rest of the market up. But the market still needs to broaden out because it's still consolidated, tech heavy, AI heavy, all right? And then we had the Mag 7, of course. And so if you take a look right here, you could see Microsoft and SanDisk over that same monthly period. You will see that they have enormous gains. Micron is up over 77%. SanDisk is up over 83% in the last month. So you've had like 3 years of gains in a month's time. And I will tell you that it's running up so high, the tech stock, okay, and stock like SanDisk and the chip stock, they've run up so much. We're due for a pullback, right? We're due for a pullback. And remember, we still have Nvidia to come. Nvidia have not even reported yet. So when Nvidia reports, and if it's good, it's going to continue to bring the chips up. So we want to keep our eyes on those things. Now, there's a thing called sell in May and go away. I brought that up. And it doesn't mean just sell in May and May is a bad month. It simply means the 6 months prior to May, you have greater returns in the stock market than the 6 months after May. Hence the saying, sell in May and go away. Well, I want to show you something because if you look last year, that did not take place. But there's a reason why it did not take place. If you go back last year to 2025, there was a sell-off, okay, preceding May. So in 2025, the market fell. I'm looking at the SPY now, the S&P fell about 20% starting around February 21st. So around the first week of February 21st, all the way through April 7th in 2025, we had a tank and the market sold off over 20%. So we were in a bear market leading up till May, okay, or leading up to May. We already had the pullback. So when the pullback happens before, and remember, sometimes this is a self-fulfilling prophecy, meaning traders that already know this saying, they start pulling money out even if the market is fine, causing a sell-off in the following 6 months past May. Follow? But last year, if you look last year, we had this big sell-off. And by the time May came, we had already went down. So all you had was upward moves, and we went down too much, okay? And so there was selling off. The market didn't really rally or recover until June. So that's what happened. There was a scare even then. So over the next week or two, or should I say over the next couple of weeks, if we have about a 5.5% pullback, it wouldn't be bad. It just wouldn't be bad. I would say the market is still resilient and the market still could continue upward. So we may have some cooling off to do because we ran up so much. That would be expected. But I do expect if we continue to have good earnings that the market will continue to rally towards the end of the year. We can't, predict the future, another war, another tariff war. We just don't know. But as it stands right now, it was a good thing to be buying and buying these dips at the right levels, good people. Okay, so that's what I want to say about the stock market. So we're just going to look forward, and if there is a pullback, I will tell you that I'm in a period now of accumulating and accumulating cash in particular. So I'm not looking to do any deep buys just yet. But if we do start pulling off more than 5%, then I will start to look to do some deep buys. Though I will be looking for some AI and some alternative power sources to power AI in these large language models. I will be looking for those stock, and I will be looking to actually start to build an AI infrastructure, my own ETF at some point. Look out for that in Money Moves. Okay, so let's go right to Mother's Day. Right now, I know my eyes are red and it looks like I've been crying. I have not, but I am going to visit. This is my attempt at an inspirational today. I am going to be visiting my mother's grave site along with my dad's grave site today on this Mother's Day. I don't want to bring you down. I want you to be happy. I want you to celebrate your mother. I think it's important for us to continue to celebrate our mothers and not just make it a commercial thing. My mother was a loving mother like some of your mothers were. My mother actually was my best friend. And I talked to my mother often, all of my life, until her death. And I will tell you that I don't know what this world would be like for men and women if it wasn't for mothers. Mothers have things that fathers don't have. Of course, fathers have things that mothers don't have. We'll cover that on Father's Day. But it being Mother's Day, mothers bring that balance. Mothers set the tone of the house. And the truth be told, most of the people that are going to church was mainly because of mothers over fathers. That is the truth. We're going to church, blah, 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 blah. I remember coming up as a church brat where the fathers, some of the fathers didn't even go to church, right? And then the mothers would bring the children to church. And then sometimes, because the children and the mother were going to church, the fathers actually started going to church. So mothers are very important in a lot of ways. If you're like me and you came up and things were tight, the mothers were the ones that was in charge of the savings back then. And they They were the ones that just made things work, would go in the kitchen and create something out of nothing. You went in there and just looked in the refrigerator and there was nothing. Mama would go in that kitchen and come out with a meal, and it was good and nourishing. That's what the gift of mothers are. And now, of course, we have a lot of mothers in the workplace that are balancing work and work life and job life and are doing great jobs at balancing them. Okay. But I want to switch for a little bit, and I'm going to talk to one or two of you that are not speaking to your mother. I want to tell you that your mother is waiting on you. I'm going to charge you to just pick up the phone and say, Mom, I appreciate you. The older you get, the more, especially you women, young women, the older you get, the more you will begin to understand your mom. All right? I also want to speak to those of you that are like me, that your mom is going on. My mother and my father are going on to be with the Lord. And I want to tell you that I'm still not to the point where I'm just good. I'm just going to look you in the eye and tell you the truth. I find myself daydreaming around this time of the year. And I know a lot of you are like me. You're watching people celebrate their moms and you wish your mom was here. Well, I'm right there with you guys. Well, I will say that we need at some point to start looking at celebrating the legacy. I do celebrate the legacy. Sometimes that makes this time of the year even more difficult. I celebrate the legacy that my mom left, keeping the unit, family structure tight. And my mom, that was her number one thing, even on her deathbed. Larry, make sure you keep the family strong, the family tight, bound together like a three-cord rope, right? Bound together in love and unity. That's what my charge was from my mother. And I will tell you, for those of you that don't have a mother now, your mother is going on, remember the good times. And I know some of you have had some rough times with your mother. Some of your mothers, I talked to someone, their mother was a prostitute. Their mother sold them to the pimp, their pimp. Their mother was strung out on drugs. You know, it's a lot. Everybody doesn't have the same path, okay? So everybody's not in the same boat. I can't speak to that. I don't know how that feels. I don't know I don't understand when siblings don't speak to siblings and children don't speak to their parents. That's foreign to me because I came from a tight-knit family. One of the things I can encourage you to do is you have to understand that when you forgive someone, you take the yoke off of you and you put it onto them. And the weight is on them. So I just want you to reach out to your mom, just call her and tell her you love her. For those of you that are not going to church, for those of you that your mom live in another city, let's take some time, let's take some time and appreciate our moms. And again, I have to come back to those of us that don't have our mom, which is a lot of you guys that are listening right now. We're going to celebrate the lives that they live. Get together with your siblings. Call your brothers and sisters and say, hey, let's get together, not necessarily on Mother's Day, but on Mom's birthday. Get on planes, trains, and automobiles and get around your family. There is nothing like family. At the end of the day, some of your spouses are going to leave you. Your friends will backstab you and all of this. And sometimes it's your family. But let me tell you something. If you don't have family, you really don't have nothing. If you don't have God in your life, if you don't have Christ in your life, you know, I'm a Christian. So if you don't have those two, I believe that you're just walking this planet with no direction. But on this earth, family is everything. Family is more important than money. Family is more important than wealth. Okay? And so make sure that you and your siblings get together and celebrate your moms. And then, guys, you know our kids don't have jobs. We have to do a better job at equipping our kids to give them the tools that they need, take them to the mall so they could tell mom thank you. So that is my inspirational message today. And I will see you on Monday. As you can see, I am here home. To all of the mothers, we love you. God loves you. And I want you to know that you are appreciated. All right. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Live, love, laugh, and learn.